Good morning, sweet children. This week we're going to look at area again. Remember, area is the inside of a shape. It's a two-dimensional shape, so it's flat. We've already done the area of a square and the area of a rectangle. For 6th grade, you're going to need the area of a parallelogram and the area of a triangle. So I'm going to give you two formulas. Make sure you write them down because they're not on any measurement chart because these are 6th grade skills. The first thing we're going to look at is the area of a parallelogram, and that area is base times height. Okay, you can put a little multiplication sign in between there or not, but it's base times height. So if we have a parallelogram, okay, the base is this bottom part, the height is from the top to the bottom. Usually if you have a picture, it's going to give you a little dotted line like this to show you that's the height. Okay, if I have, let's just say 7 inches here and I have 3 inches for the height right there, I just do base times height. I just do 7 times 3, which is 21 square inches. Remember, area is always in squares, so we need to put that on our answer choice, or on our answer. Let's look at another one. If this is our parallelogram, remember this is our base. Let's say our base is 5.2 inches. And let's say our height is 3.5 inches. Again, I just do base times height. So I fill in the base, 5.2. I fill in the height, 3.5. Now that one we can't do in our head. Okay, or at least I can't. Probably you can't either. So we're gonna have to actually work it out. 5.2 times 3.5. Remember, when we multiply decimals, forget the decimals are there. Okay, just pretend they're not there and just do regular multiplication. 10, 26. I need a 0 placeholder. 3 times 2, 3 times 5. Add those together. Now I go back and I count my decimal points, my decimal places. 1 here means I need 2 in the answer choice. So 1, 2, there's my 2 places. So this is actually 18.20 or 18.2, same thing, square inches. So it's just multiplying the base times height. This is not a hard skill. Don't make it hard. If you don't have a picture, but it just tells you the base is 14 feet, the height is 12 feet. Again, we just plug in the base, plug in the height. 14 times 12. Now, if you know that in your head, good for you. I'm going to go ahead and work out 14 times 12 in case I don't. 4 times 2, 1 times 2, 0 placeholder, 1 times 4, 1 times 1. Add those up. 168 square feet. Now, that's the area of a parallelogram. Okay, just base times height. The area of a triangle is a little different. So the area of a triangle, okay, is 1/2 base times height. So you can do it a couple of different ways. I still am going to do base times height, but then I want to take just half of that answer. So if this were my triangle, okay, here's my base. Let's say that's 8 centimeters. And here's my height. Again, you might see that dotted line. That just means the height. The height is 6 centimeters. So now I have to do something a little different. I'm going to do 1/2 times 8 times 6. You can do it a couple of different ways. You can do 8 times 6 first. That's 48. And just take 1/2 of that. Well, 48 divided by 2 is 24. So I could just say, okay, that's 24. Whoop, you can't see that. That's 24 square centimeters. Or you can use multiplying fractions, so let me show you that way too. I can still do 1/2 times 48. Remember, I have to make two fractions if I multiply by fractions, so I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to put 48 over 1, because that made this into a fraction. Then I multiply the tops, I multiply the bottoms. Then I have to fix this because it's improper. That's still 48 divided by 2. So 48 divided by 2 is still 24. So either way you do it, it's 24 square centimeters. I think probably just dividing by 2 is a little easier, but it's up to you. Okay, let's do one more triangle. Okay, let's say this base is 21 meters and this height is 32 meters. So that's a big, tall triangle, not a good picture, but that's the dimensions anyway. So 1/2 times 21 times 32. Okay, again, let's multiply 21 times 32. If we don't know what that is, work it out. 2, 4, 0 placeholder, 3, 6, 672. But then I have to take 1/2 of that. So I'm just going to, let me put it down a little further. 672 divided by 2. Now remember, you only do the half with the triangle. You don't do that with the parallelogram. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Bring down. 2 goes into 7 3 times. Bring down. 2 goes into 12 6 times. So my answer for the triangle is 336. You can't see it again. 336 square meters. Area is always in squares. Okay, so when you do these problems, just plug in what you know and just multiply everything out.